Hi guys, 6 minutes after 4 o'clock right now here in New England. I'm Stephen Boyle. Well, I'm back after a crazy couple of weeks here. Whew. Yeah, well, things are calming down now, and the weather is calm as well. If you go outside today, temperatures into the 70s and 80s, really nice. No watches or warnings or advisories or anything out there. Just go outside and enjoy it this Mother's Day weekend here. So, what's going on here is we have a nice area of high pressure that is really giving us influence from the Caribbean and the Atlantic and just bringing it right into Massachusetts and southern New England. If you go up into northern Maine and northern New England, you may be a little bit cooler out there because of the influence of this little low pressure system that's kind of stuck up into portions of Nova Scotia. It is bringing a little bit of a little bit cooler air into northern Maine and even portions of northern New England. But other than that, New England is generally under this area of high pressure. Tonight, temperatures should be dropping back into the 40s. Now, our major concern will be generally this low pressure system. This is really what we're going to be watching. This low pressure system, what it's doing is it's taking in Gulf of Mexico moisture and just bringing it right into its core. And what that's doing is it's as time moves its way onward, this low pressure will continue to deepen and continue to strengthen, and that means there will be more moisture that will be able to fall. So as this low moves north and east, really through the Appalachians it looks like, it will be bringing parts of New England a fairly heavy dose of rain. Now, there are a couple of questions that are posed here with this particular low. It's whether it will move like this or whether it will move like this. If it moves this way, then eastern Mass, the Cape, southeastern Connecticut, and Rhode Island would generally be the target areas for the heaviest amounts of rain here in New England. However, if it moves like this, then we will be talking about western Mass, most of Vermont, northeastern New York, so generally northern New York, eastern New York, the Albany region, and eventually on up into portions of Maine. So we'll have to see how this translates here. Right now, the majority of the models seem to be going with this. However, there are some indications that we may actually be talking about a storm moving more like that. That would mean eastern Mass, more rain yet again. Alright, so that's the NAM model. Talking about the Canadian, what's interesting with the Canadian is that, and you can see there it moves off the coast, and you can see generally most of the rain would hit eastern Mass. What's interesting is that they have yet again a secondary system or another low that forms, and what that would be doing would be giving us yet again another batch of rain sometime Thursday into Friday. So we'll have to watch out for that. That could be kind of interesting to see what goes on with that. But the Canadian is really the only model at this time that's suggesting that. Here's the GFS. There's that low. There it moves northward. And it doesn't say that there will be another pulse. However, it does say that there could be some scattered showers on Thursday. So we'll have to watch out for that. But other than that, it doesn't say that there will be an intense rain on Thursday. Then after that, our focus really is going to be going towards the tropics, actually. And what's kind of interesting is that this low or this tropical system is going to form or is going to get its act together in the Caribbean. Now, what is really going to determine whether this will pose a threat, and you can sort of see as I move the models forward, you can sort of see this intense rain down here in Cuba and the Bahamas and all of these other areas. You can, and there's the low that I'm talking about. What's really going to determine whether this low will affect the United States or not is really this front. All right. If this front doesn't come through, well then guess what? Florida and maybe parts of Maine and New England may be affected by this low. Now, doesn't look to me as if it will be a hurricane, maybe a tropical storm, but even still, it would be a lot of rain that would be coming down. Now, what's interesting is that this low is forming in an area that is quite susceptible for the eastern seaboard to get hit. And remember, I mentioned back, I would say a couple weeks ago, or I think it was my last video actually, that a week ago actually, that the East Coast could potentially be a target area for a tropical system this year. Well, guess what? Here's our tropical system, and there has been many models since yesterday and the past couple days that have been suggesting, hey, Florida and maybe even New England could be affected by this particular system. So I'm watching it very carefully because it's kind of close. However, we have a front that moves through, giving us some showers and thunderstorms that would be moving through, cooling us down, bringing that low or tropical system out of the picture. So we'll have to see what happens. And again, a lot of the systems that will be forming this year won't be it doesn't look to me as if they'll be intense hurricanes. It's just they will carry a lot of rain with them. And a couple of them could become a major hurricane or a hurricane that could pose a threat to the East Coast. But there will be a lot of systems that will form, and they won't really get a name to them. They will just be an intense tropical system, and they will tend to want to work their way towards Florida and New England. And they will give us a lot of rain. So we'll have to see what happens with that. So in any case, it looks like through time, it looks like we'll be getting a lot of rain around here. We're really starting to get this drought away. And things are actually becoming very rainy around here. If this particular trend continues, we may be actually talking about as much rain or maybe even more rain than last year, because it's looking like tropical systems may be a very common sight around here this year, and tropical systems hold a ton of rain. If that's the case, then we could really be talking about flooding becoming actually the major concern through the summertime. Not severe weather, not the heat, but it would be probably flooding in any case. And actually Mother Nature is really paying us back for that drought and really the really nice weather that we've been seeing through the majority of the year so far. So this is what's going on. Temperatures should be moderating this week into the 70s. I don't see many more days other than tomorrow that will be getting up into the 80s or upper 70s. So over the course of the weeks, expect 60s and 70s. Mid to upper 60s, lower 70s, with lows into the 50s with a bit of rain this week. So we'll have to see what happens, and we'll get more information as time moves on. So that's what's going on. Have a great rest of your Saturday, and we'll be back tomorrow with another forecast. Have a good one.